Hello, and thanks for joining me on Conversations with Alice. I am Alice Agada. Today, our conversation will be centered on envy. Life is a constant reminder of our shortcomings. There is always someone who is more accomplished than we are in terms of achievement, talent, attractiveness, or achieving milestones. These folks are all around us. In fact, many of them are our friends, relatives, and co-workers. We will occasionally experience a sour aftertaste from these interactions. This brings us to the topic for discussion today, which is the feeling known as envy. Envy is an emotion characterized by feelings of resentment, jealousy, and covetousness towards someone else's advantages, possessions, or successes. It can arise when we see others having something that we don't have, or achieving something that we have not achieved. Envy is the desire for something that another person has. It is a terrible emotion that can devastate a person's self-esteem, inciting motivated attempts to discredit the accomplishments of other people, or even lead to violent outbursts. Envy can become a destructive force if it is not managed properly, because it can lead to feelings of bitterness, anger, and even hatred towards the target of envy. It can hold us back from achieving our own goals and make us feel unhappy and dissatisfied with ourselves. Envy can have a damaging impact on an individual's mental and emotional well-being, as well as their relationships and personal growth. Envy can lead to negative self-behaviors and self-sabotage in a number of ways. 1. Self-doubt. Envy can lead to self-doubt, which can lead to a lack of confidence in yourself. This lack of confidence can lead to behaviors that are self-sabotaging, such as not pursuing opportunities or giving up too easily. 2. Comparison. Envy often arises from comparing yourself to other people. When we constantly compare ourselves to other people, we can become consumed by negative emotions, leading to a lack of motivation and drive to achieve our own goals. This can lead to self-sabotage, as we may give up on our own goals because we feel we can never measure up. 3. Resentment. If we allow envy to consume us, it can turn into resentment towards the person we envy. This resentment can lead to self-sabotage by driving us to engage in behaviors that are harmful to ourselves, such as gossiping, spreading rumors, or engaging in negative behavior. 4. Jealousy. When someone is envious of another person, they may become jealous and possessive over things or people they perceive to be valuable. This can lead to negative behavior, such as controlling behavior and manipulation. 5. Negative self-talk. Envy can cause an individual to engage in negative self-talk, focusing on their own perceived shortcomings and flaws and comparing themselves unfavorably to others. 6. Sabotage. In extreme cases, envy can lead to deliberate sabotage of another person's success or achievements. This can take the form of gossip, spreading rumors, or actively working against the person. 7. Isolation. Envy can cause an individual to withdraw socially, avoiding interactions with others who they perceive as more successful or fortunate. This can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation. 8. Poor self-esteem. Constantly comparing yourself to other people and feeling envious towards them can lead to a negative self-image and low self-esteem. Envy can make an individual feel inferior or inadequate, which can lead to poor self-esteem. 9. stress, and anxiety. Envious emotions can be overwhelming and can cause feelings of stress and anxiety in individuals. Constantly comparing yourself to others and feeling envious can lead to increased levels of stress and anxiety. Over time, persistent envy can contribute to feelings of hopelessness and depression. 10. Strained relationships. Envy can lead to feelings of resentment towards other people, causing tension and conflict in relationships. Envy can lead individuals to become resentful of others, which can put a strain on relationships and lead to conflicts. Envy can lead to negative mindset that keeps an individual from focusing on their own personal goals and achievements. Envy can cloud an individual's judgment, leading them to make poor decisions and choices. Envy can prevent an individual from focusing on their own growth and success as they become solely focused on what other people have achieved. Envy have detrimental effects on an individual's mental and emotional well-being, as well as their relationships and personal success. Envy can prevent individuals from experiencing genuine happiness as it leads to feelings of dissatisfaction and bitterness. You need to know how to recognize envy when the feeling overwhelms you, because it implies exposing your own frailties and insecurities, and it is often difficult for many people to admit that they are experiencing envy. More often than not, the first sign of envy could be hostility and illogical feelings against the target of our envy. Even though your object of envy hasn't done anything wrong that you can detect, the very sight of them could make your skin crawl. For instance, an individual can make comparisons such as, "He drives a good automobile, but I look more attractive than him." Such prideful comparisons won't get you very far, even though you could feel like you've been vindicated in that moment. Sooner or later, someone with a nicer car and better looks will surface. In other words, telling yourself that you have admirable qualities is not likely to last, and it perpetuates the same shaky social comparison hierarchy where you need to push someone else down in order to feel better about yourself. You may need to try self-compassion as an alternative to try to boost your self-esteem in order to cope with the pain of envy. Recognize the fact that it is difficult to watch someone succeed when you are struggling, and constantly remind yourself that you are most definitely not alone in feeling inadequate. Understand that self-doubt affects even the most successful people occasionally. Being human is linked with being imperfect. You must learn to replace envy with empathy. Envy may be very dehumanizing. It condenses the target of envy to a very specific situation and obscures the whole scope of who they are and how they live. Have you ever harbored envy for someone who appeared to have the ideal life, only to learn afterwards that they were actually experiencing severe suffering? These situations are more often than you might imagine. You miss out on learning about someone else's struggle when you are consumed with envy over their allegedly perfect existence. We should be discouraged from searching for other people's flaws and unfortunate circumstances. Rather, we should be willing to see people more holistically, which invariably entails both their strengths and their weaknesses, joys and tragedies. By doing this, we will be able to see things that we may have otherwise been oblivious to, and we can be there for them when they need us. A positive mindset that entails appreciation for others has been demonstrated to enhance overall well-being. It is beneficial to appreciate people wholesomely. It can also assist you in feeling sincere joy for their accomplishments. When appropriate, use envy as fuel for self-improvement. Envy helps us realize that certain things that we desire in life may be within our grasp if we are prepared to make certain adjustments. Identify what it is that you are envious of and try to understand why it makes you feel envious. Then shift your focus to the positive aspects of the situation and try to see what you can learn from it. For instance, if you find yourself envious of your co-worker's productivity, you might discover that you might be more productive if you could learn to better manage your time. You might even be able to get some advice from them. Comparison can serve as a source of inspiration as well as practical advice. Be sure to recognize your own blessings. Envy is focusing on another person's blessings rather than your own. Counting your blessings is not the same as stroking your ego by telling yourself how superior you are to others. Shift your focus towards what you have and practice gratitude for the blessings in your life. Being thankful for what you already have can help reduce feelings of envy. It is more about being focused on what matters most in life and on the occasionally unseen or intangible qualities we have that are less reliant on societal comparisons, such as a resilient spirit, a variety of life experiences, or simply the fact that you are alive. Envy depletes your happiness and energy, while appreciation makes abundance visible in places you may have overlooked. Use envy as motivation. Let envy serve as a motivation to work harder towards your goals and achieve something that you desire. Use the success of other people as inspiration to push yourself to be better, instead of feeling resentment towards others who have achieved success. Celebrate their accomplishments and use it as an opportunity to learn from their experiences. You are already on the road to recovery if you want to learn how to deal with envy. To start healing, ask yourself what provokes you. What qualities, possessions, or circumstances does your object of envy possess that you feel negative emotions about? You can begin to manage your emotions and avoid comparing yourself to others when you admit that you are envious of them. According to research, we tend to feel envy of those who are like us. You might, for instance, contrast yourself with a friend or a co-worker. Malicious envy makes you feel unpleasant towards others, and you may see them as competitors. In order to understand what characterizes you, make a list of your priorities. Think of all your values, needs, and belief system. This is to assist you in overcoming envy. You cannot be separated from any of these ideas since they are fundamental to who you are. When you put them all down in writing, you will have a picture of your core self. You can better understand envy if you can visualize your core self, as what makes you insecure is often not a part of your core self. For instance, you are less likely to feel insecure or compete with someone over any of your core self attributes or components. If you value compassion and believe in reciprocity, they simply form a part of your identity. To overcome envy, convert unfavorable assumptions into objective observations. If you discover yourself giving someone else's skills more credit while undervaluing your own, correct your mistaken belief that one characteristic or skill is superior to or more valuable than another. Recognize that you are not required to be exactly like everyone else. Make attempts to avoid categorizing any discrepancies as good or bad. When you categorize your personality, characteristics, or qualities as superior or inferior, you create a dependency on other people for your sense of value. You must remain mindful that you are a special individual who merits respect. Envy is a negative energy, and apart from draining you emotionally, it can blur your vision to see and identify those good attributes deposited inside of you. I know it is hard not to be envious or compare yourself with people you think are doing better than you are. It is natural to do so. But when it becomes overwhelming, it could be a dangerous recipe for disaster or even criminal actions. You can utilize the negative emotions and energy that comes with envy into making positive changes or correct your own inadequacies and change your situation in life. To overcome envy, you must learn to appreciate and celebrate the success of others and be content with your own life and achievements. It is also important to focus on your personal growth and work towards your own goals rather than comparing yourself to others. Let's keep the conversation going. See you next time, and bye for now.